A court has ordered the Biden administration to stop selling the border wall material. Remember, selling it at a cut rate. The Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit to stop it. And he put out a statement, Paxton did. We have successfully blocked the Biden administration from disposing of any further border wall materials before President Trump takes office. This follows our major victory forcing Biden to build the wall, and we will hold his administration accountable for illegally subverting our nation's border security until their very last day in power, especially when their actions are clearly motivated by a desire to thwart President-elect Trump's immigration agenda. Close quote. Trump, by the way, called what Biden did a criminal act. Quote, what they're doing, Trump said, is really an act. It's almost a criminal act. They know we're going to use it, and if we don't have it, we're going to have to rebuild it. And it'll cost double what it cost years ago, and that's hundreds of millions of dollars because you're talking about a lot of wall. End of quote. Holman was talking about the family detention centers and about how it happened under Obama, but we do it and we're cruel. Number 23.
Let's remember, President Obama built family detention, right? So I was fine then. But if the Trump administration does it, all of a sudden we're cruel. But the reason I even think about family detention, again, no decision has been made, but I consider it an option. Let me tell you why. Because if we can detain the family in a residential center, not a jail, residential center, guess what? That gives us time to maybe do DNA testing. That gives us time to do an investigation and find out they're actually a family. Because under the Biden administration, we got thousands of children been trafficked into the United States with an adult that claims to be the parent but wasn't a parent. The Biden administration stopped DNA testing. They stopped family residential centers, and what came out of it? Thousands of kids trafficked into the United States that they can't find. That the Trump administration has made a promise, we're going to try to find these over 300,000 children. But the whole thought of a family residential center was to protect children, for God's sakes. But again, Obama does it, it's okay. Holman does it, I'm cruel.
And Holman predicted things are going to get a lot safer under the Trump administration. Number 6.
I got no confidence the administration is going to be honest with us and read us, and they've been lying about this from day one, lying every day from the White House podium about the border being secured. I am grateful President Trump got reelected. President Trump's going to come in office, and we're going to secure that border. We're going to run a deportation operation. We concentrate, prioritize public safety threats and national security threats. I think this country is about to get a lot safer under President Trump.
He said that we're likely to see more violence at the beginning of their mass deportation effort, more violence at the border. Number 5.
Well, I think we may see more of it. I mean, the President Trump, I'm not speaking for President Trump, but, he's going to take action against the criminal cartels in Mexico. Criminal cartels in Mexico have killed more American people than every terrorist organization in the world. So, we're shutting down the border. It's going to put them out of business. So I think you're going to see more violence on the border in the beginning. But it's something we certainly have to do. We got to secure the border because it's the biggest national security vulnerability we've ever seen in this country. So I think we're going to see more cross-border crime in the beginning, but, it's something we expect and something we're going to have to deal with because we have to secure that border.
And he said that the Biden administration spent a lot of money not to detain people. Number 4.
This administration is spending millions of dollars not to detain people, and this program didn't detain people. Detaining people is cheaper for American people. Immigration ICE beds are much cheaper than any of these programs they came up with. So, in the Trump administration, we'll be using those ICE beds.
Well, don't think that the left is just going to roll over and play dead. This is Julian Castro. He is a Democrat House member. Number 20.
It is going to be important for Democrats, though, to have a strategy on messaging and on which pitches they're going to swing at. And I think you see really the Trump crowd giving Democrats a gift because Elon Musk and these other billionaires are so at the forefront of shaping what looks like is going to be their policy approach and the politics of it. This is going to be a pro-billionaire, billionaires first agenda. And Democrats have an opportunity when the ACA subsidies come up, when the Trump tax scheme renewal comes up, to push that. I think that's going to resonate with the American people. And if they stick with that messaging, I think that's going to be good for Democrats.
Billionaire agenda, says the man whose leader, Joe Biden, apparently got $27 million for various family members and completely and totally got away with it. Hakeem Jeffries is the leading Democrat in the House, and he's referring to Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy as two puppet masters. So for 4 years, according to the Washington Post, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, nobody was at the helm during the Biden administration. Staffers lied to the public. Politicians lied to the public. The media either lied about it or put their head in the sand. But now all of a sudden, Elon Musk and Vivek are running the Trump White House. Number 33.
A bill that House Republicans negotiated gave us your word that we were going to move forward together on behalf of the American people. It was a Republican drafted bill that was posted by House Republicans. And then one or two puppet masters weigh in, and the extreme MAGA Republicans decide to do the bidding of the wealthy, the well-off, the well-connected, millionaires and billionaires, not working-class people all across America. The bill that is before us today is just part of an effort to shut down the government. Unless we, as representatives of the American people, bend to the will of just a handful of millionaires and billionaires, because the provisions in this bill, particularly as it relates to suspending the debt ceiling for 2 years, are designed to bring about a massive tax cut, unpaid for wealthy donors and for wealthy corporations, for millionaires and billionaires who clearly some in this Congress are working for.
Always makes me laugh when I hear Democrats say something is not paid for. Like you give a rip.
Millionaires and billionaires, millionaires and billionaires, millionaires
And more millionaires
billionaires
and billionaires donate to the Democratic Party than donate to the Republican Party. And all that money that Kamala Harris raised, almost $1.5 billion, Trump spent less than half that in order to defeat her. A tax cut that's unpaid for, says Hakeem Jeffries. Since when have Democrats given a damn whether something was paid for? All the money that Joe Biden gave people not to work during COVID. The student debt relief that the Supreme Court determined was illegal. Did Hakeem Jeffries complain about that? Do you complain about all the money being spent by George Soros in the last several decades?
Millionaires and billionaires, millionaires and billionaires, millionaires and billionaires, millionaires.
And somebody needs to explain why removing dangerous illegal aliens is a partisan issue. Tom Homan wants to know that. Number 24.
I'm not anti-immigration. I'm anti-illegal immigration because of the tragedies I've seen in my lifetime. 31% of women that make that trip through the cartels get sexually assaulted. While you and I are talking right now, women are being raped by members of cartels as part of their payment coming across that border. A child will likely die tonight on our border. And there's a 600% increase in sex trafficking across this border. So women and children be sex trafficked in this country. They've lost track of over, 340,000 children that they've brought to this country and released to unvetted sponsors. Look, we can do much better than they did on accident. I mean, we're going to secure the border. We're going to run the biggest deportation operation this country's ever seen. Look, and I've been very clear on this. We're going to prioritize, and President Trump's been clear that the prioritization be on criminals and public safety threats. And I don't know what congressman, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, would be against removing public safety threats from community. That should be a nonpartisan issue. But that's exactly what we're going to do, and we're going to do it without apology.
We're going to talk later on this hour about a CBS reporter saying that there was a calculated effort by the Democrats to undermine the legitimacy of the Supreme Court. No kidding. This is again the Trump effect. You have CBS admitting that the underreported story of Biden's mental decline was something that they blew. And now you have them saying, well, the Democrats have been trying to undermine the credibility of the Supreme Court because they don't like the decisions that they're getting. Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.